Okay. Yeah. It was obviously a tough second half, and give Michigan State credit, congratulate them on the win. Tough loss for us, and we'll come back in tomorrow, regroup, and move forward.
Can you talk about how physical that game was? You had a lot of injuries, and do any of them appear to be the kinds of injuries that could linger at all?
Yeah, if there's good news, the bad news certainly is we had a lot of guys that had to come out of the game, but the good news is it looks like thus far at least everything's pretty minor. So hopefully bye week probably comes at a good time. Hopefully all those guys will be back full speed.
How are Wiseman and Martin Manley in particular?
I think they're fine. I mean, couldn't play effectively, but nothing long term.
What happened with the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty? What was kind of the discussion thing, or the referee third quarter
On the bench?
Yeah. I'm sorry, on the Iowa bench. Was
One of our coaches, did that with his headset, and unfortunately half of his headset flew out in the air. He did not throw it, but was snapping it down like that. So
Did you think you'd
kind of
see,
fitting to the game, I guess it fit right in with a few other things.
Coach? I'm sorry. Did you think you would see your running game kind of be like that in a game?
Not to that extent. I don't know what we ended up with, but it wasn't significant, obviously. But they're we knew they were a tough team to run the ball against. They have been that way for quite some time, and to try to move the ball on them effectively, you got to be mixed and balanced, and it was tough sledding out there, and then obviously in the second half or last quarter we didn't have much opportunity there.
You guys got hurt again by a fake punt. We'll just talk about that play.
Yeah, we may never try to return one again. It was our thinking, try to get the return, and to their credit, they made a good call, and that cost us a field goal.
Do you think this offense sort of loses an identity when you can't establish the run? Mark Wiseman only got 7 carries.
Well, I think any team's better if they're balanced, and you have to be able to run the ball effectively. Again, we didn't come in thinking we'd get 280 on these guys. That wasn't our thought coming in, but we were hoping that we could run it effectively. But the way they're built, they make it very difficult to do that. And they're playing good team defense, period. They did a year ago as well, and so we knew it was going to be a tough challenge. We weren't naive to that by any stretch.
Seemed like things started clicking offensively for you the last half of the second quarter. Was there some adjustment that you made from the bench at the time?
No, not really. We just, whatever was our first 5, I think it was 5 possessions. We were 3 and out and a pick. Ball that was underthrown, so we did nothing at all. And then once we got it going a little bit, it was certainly good. And the disappointing part was in the second half we weren't able to do that up until that last possession. But we got nothing established in that second half, basically.
And field position, you couldn't establish that either.
Yeah, there really, the entire game, there really wasn't anything I didn't think that we did to indicate we were taking control. And outside, like the way we closed that first half, the second quarter, that was certainly, looked like we were getting some momentum. That was good. And then to their credit, they came out and took the ball and drove it and scored first possession, second half. So we're kind of playing behind in the count.